Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Jiya Pasad and we will be continuing with the topic the things I wish I knew in my first semester. First of all, attendance is a real thing. I don't know who say that go and take experience, this is the year you should go and do fun. No, you can't. If you have like 0.1% attendance shortage, your exams will be cancelled. You will be kicked out of all your opportunities and everything. You won't be able to do your moot courts, internships, exams. Most important, without giving exams you won't be allowed to do any of these things. So yeah, attendance is very very important. Don't ever try to bunk. I mean, you can miss your few classes for genuine reason, whether if you think that it's just law school you can come and you can bunk anytime. That's not actually true. If Christ 85%, other colleges 70 or 75% you require, so don't. And if you don't have that much attendance, there will be a lot of hefty fines you have to pay, library hours and whatnot punishments you'll get. So be very particular about your attendance. Next is, law school is more about self-study than teaching. This is, I guess, most important thing I'm uttering right now, because every one of us think like, as in schools, our professors, our teachers taught us everything. But in law school or in any of the colleges you go, professors won't teach you every possible thing. They will teach you basic of that concept. Like, let's say if a teacher is teaching you tort or contract, they'll just tell you like what are this big chunks of it. They won't go in depth of each and every concept. For that you have to have a habit of self-studying. You should know that you go home, you have to open the books what teacher taught you in the class. And if you're not doing it, I'm thinking that you are doing the biggest mistake of law school. If you open the books, you start reading, just see that teachers would have taught you 5% or something, but there will be actually 95% extra you have to cover. And while you give your exams, teacher would expect that you know that entire 100%, which they never taught. So yeah, expecting, and then you think that you will go and run behind teachers, ask them to teach that particular point. They won't. It's college. Teachers won't even listen to you. They would just come and they'll be like, okay, meet me at that time, and then they will again be like, they will just keep you on date and dates. Like, it would actually go like a court scene. You would ever be getting a proceeding. So yeah, don't run behind teachers to clear your doubts. Instead, use books, use internet, anything. But I don't think so. Actually, professors come and they will be teaching you each and every possible detail that you think. No, that's not true. They'll give you basic understanding though. Next is, you don't need to know everything immediately. I know a lot of my friends, even your friends, when you come and they're like, oh, you don't know this, you don't know that, just tell them to keep them out shut, because you won't know everything in your first year or first semester. You will learn eventually. Like, if right now I ask you that do you know drafting, or do you know how to use the LinkedIn very properly, or if I just ask you that do you know how to write your CV, from there things will actually begin. You just can't assume, you just can't learn everything. Even if I ask about certain law, and teachers or students will be like, oh, this is such a basic thing, you don't know. And you won't actually. So just ignore that stuff and just try to learn things, try to grab things and not to chunk them up. Okay, next is, networking starts from day one. This is also very important. Be extrovert or be ambivert at safer side. Go and talk to people, and don't be people pleaser, but at least don't be that be in your shell. Don't do that. Stop being in your bubble. Go talk to people, explore. Yeah, but going and talking to people doesn't mean that you go and talk to each and every person. Go and talk to those people which you think that they will be helpful in your career, or they will be helpful for you in certain way. Like, if there is a moot court being organized in your college and you're not actually going and connecting to the lawyers or judges that came over there, you're doing biggest mistake. Go and connect, ask for their LinkedIn, talk to them, And yeah, don't just go initially and just be like, please sir, can you give us internship, या sir please आप हमें internship दे दोगे, या आप हमारे से LinkedIn पे connect करोगे क्या? No, don't do that stuff. It looks very bad initially. Just go and talk to them normally that, so whatever you were talking on stage, or whatever you said, or whatever thing just compliment them initially. Tell them that what were your learnings from them. Like, like if I tell you a very example, let's say if there's some judge or there's some lawyer who came as a judge for your moot court. You saw him taking the proceedings, maybe you are a clerk or you are a participant, whatever. You saw him taking the proceedings and you see that, oh yes sir, it was very good session that you took, and the way you gave the remarks, that made a lot of change in you. What remarks did you felt like that was actually helpful? Like for example, if he told you to actually know how to make your memorial, or how to argue, or some courtroom etiquette, just go and tell him, go and appreciate him for that. Okay, maybe I'm not that clear, but I hope you're understanding it. So yeah, just don't initially bombard with the question of LinkedIn or internship. Don't do that. Try to build connections slowly, but yeah, talk to them. That's more important. If you talk to them, they will, if they like, then they will give themselves only their LinkedIn or anything. They might offer you internship also. If not, then you can just ask very politely, sir please can I have your LinkedIn, I want to be with you in future connection also, or maybe get into some professional or academic collaboration. You can ask for that, that's fine, but afterwards at the end you can ask. Next is, comparison will destroy your confidence. Yeah, stop comparing yourself with your peers. Doesn't matter. As I told you in my previous video, everyone is confused, everyone flex, everyone show off that they know everything, but then reality is that no one knows anything. If you compare yourself, let's say if I am a science student and if I compare me with some art student, I won't be benefited ever. So similarly, you thinking that that person, maybe he's a third generation, fourth generation, or anything, and you will be like, oh, I am a first generation, how will I do? Or if you saw that person is being so extrovert in class, answering everything, and then you start judging yourself that you are so dumb or you don't know anything, then stop doing that. It also doesn't look, it will destroy you eventually. So stop comparing yourself. No one's perfect. Nothing in this world could ever claim themselves to be perfect. Okay. Next is, sleep actually affects your performance. I know, especially if you're in a residential college, you will get that 24 hours timing that you can be in campus 24/7. And sometimes people be actually, I have been in campus for 24/7, but then I feel that sleep is more important in law school, because you have to process a lot during entire daytime. You have a lot of knowledge to gain, you have a lot of things to do in the daytime. So then if you are not sleeping properly, if you're not taking the rest, your brain will actually start malfunctioning. So it's very important that you take a very good sleep like a baby. Don't think about your CIs, don't think about your assignments, don't think about any leftover work, about your committees, club. Just don't think. Sleep. That's more important. Start prioritizing your things, okay? That is also very important. Next is, reading judgment is a skill. Yes. I just remember, first day we came to college during our orientation, there's one of our senior faculty who was taking the lecture, and he told us, you are here for 1000 days in this college. In this 1000 days, if you read one judgment every day, by the end of 5 years you will be having 1000 judgments read. That was a big thing, because there are people who haven't read even single judgment, and there are people who have actually read 1000 judgments or more than that. So you have to start reading your judgments. I know it sounds like those big books and those 100 pages, sometimes it is really a chaos, but then at a time it's very important. What you can do is, if not 100 pages judgment, take a very small judgment, maybe of some high court or even Supreme Court, some of the famous cases and you are actually interested in it. Just take those cases and just start reading. Slowly we'll start actually analyzing the things. You will understand what is 5 lakh, what is IRAC. So yeah, then you will be able to comprehend better. But for that, it's a skill. You will learn it eventually. So for that, you have to practice. Next is mood courts are scary initially. I have made a proper video on what are mood courts. Do watch it. Mood courts, like, I know initially when you come in the first semester or first year, people will be like, don't take participation in your first year. But I am telling you, go and take part in mood courts. They are very important. And I just don't have any other word. They are just very important. Law in practice and law in life, law in books is very different. I always quote this. Law in practice is actually what you will learn in mood courts. So do take part. Next is you will change as a person, and I guess this line is self-explanatory. You come to law school, you will be a complete, I guess, nerd, or maybe you will be just, some kind of random clueless person. By the end of this 5 years, you will be turning into a lawyer who will be highly intellectual, having lot of presence of mind, and I guess would be controlling the society, would be changing the policies in the society, would be making laws for people, would be changing their lives, would be affecting the society in entirety. So yeah, the responsibilities you will hold will change you to different person, and you will do it eventually. So don't come with that mindset that no, I will be this person only, I won't change with the circumstances. Don't be that. Don't be a hard rock, be a smooth clay which can be molded as you like. So yeah, you will turn into a better person. Next is, productivity on social media is fake sometimes. You will see people being highly productive. They will be posting this, that they're doing this. Even I do sometimes. But then understand that if we are posting anything, or even any of the YouTubers are posting anything, that's maybe because they have been doing it like very frequently. You will also post it sometimes. You will also be very productive, but for that initially it's not the time when you think that no, they are being so productive, so I should also be. No, you can inspire from them, you can get inspired, but then don't compare yourself, okay? Instead, get to know this fact that if they are doing it, you can also. For that, start initially by smaller bits. Just start by a challenge. Maybe you 1 week you do consistently. Eventually you'll get that habit and you'll be productive for days and days. That would be endless. So yeah, productivity is like not fake, but I guess it's what they have did on I'm not getting the word. They have increased it gradually. You will also do it. If you see, they will be like, no, they're just doing it every time. So that's not true. We have learned it. You will also do it. So yeah. Next is, one bad semester is not an end. This is very important. Initially, your first semesters, I guess you ask to any law student and they'll be like, oh, our first semester was too bad. But we overcome it. You should also. Your first semester would be not as best as you expected. You won't be having that much things to be aware about. You won't achieve that milestones that you thought, but eventually, yes, you will start improving. Eventually you will get that thing that you have to be something else. What mistakes you are doing, you will learn that, and the next semesters will be good for you. But initially, first semester, if it's bad, just forget and move on. Next is, the biggest learning is how to learn. As I told you, learning from your mistakes is much important. So focus on that and just don't think that this went off, now everything is ruined. No, nothing is ruined. You will grow back. If you are cut by your stem, but still you will grow. And I guess that's it. You will be in your peak times at a time, but for that you have to gradually start. There should be a starting point, and don't think about that end point. That could be limitless. Okay, just have a starting point. Okay, so legal research and all, I know it's very overwhelming at times. Like, how can we in first year come across legal research? Okay, not legal research, something closest to legal research. Like, I wrote this particular paper and it's not directly related to law. I try to add few content of law in it, and it got published as well, so you can try that. Then CV building. I know at first you will be like, we have did nothing, we have no clues, but still, do certain activities, start taking participation in as many things as possible, and try to build it up. Do some courses, attend some webinars, some conferences. You will build it up eventually, okay? Then LinkedIn. Understand how LinkedIn works. Start building your connections. You will get a lot of CIs regarding your LinkedIn and everything, so that would be very important, how many connections you have on your LinkedIn. Next is drafting. Basic drafting you should start learning. Maybe just format. It's very easy. As a first year, if you at least know how to write a basic format, that would also suffice. Then apart from format, you can start actually writing few paragraphs of drafting. That would help a lot. Just take some random problem and just start writing. Maybe you just blabber initially. It might be the shittest draft ever possible, but still that's fine. That's completely normal. Everyone does it, and you should try doing it as well. Next is consistency matter more than motivation. This is very important in law school. Extrinsic motivations are very limited. There won't be every time someone would come and praise you, there won't be always appraisals. So that time I don't think so. If you are in search of that extrinsic motivation, you will ever excel. You need that consistency. At least not consistency in studying, but at least showing up daily, maybe attending your college daily. That would also make a huge change. Then next is, everyone is confused initially. Yes, this is so true. You are thinking that your peers are just outstanding, they are great, they are doing everything. No, that's not true. Everyone is confused, and they are also trying to pretend and showing off, pretending, faking things. It's so true in law school at least. I have seen people actually, first day everyone would come and they would be like, they will be telling this answer, that answer, but after few days, few sems or a few exams, they'll start knowing that they don't know even the simplest thing possible. So don't underjudge yourself. Don't try to narrow yourself. Don't get that social anxiety. Don't be introvert in all the situation. Try to cope up. Try to understand. If you're not able to still speak up in the class, if you're still confused, try to actually get some external help. Talk to your seniors. Watch YouTube videos. Read books. Easiest possible thing. Before teacher teaches you something, they tell you that yes, tomorrow in this class you'll be studying this. You go and you study it priorly, so then you have a lot of content. At least you will speak once or twice in the class, and that's more than enough. Okay, so yeah, that was all for this video. I think still there are a lot of points left, so we'll get a next part as well. Bye bye. So yeah, that's all. Bye bye.